Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Happy Thanksgiving. It is Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Matt Brown and Geoff Schwartz in for Mitch and Paul. They will be back in here tomorrow. Appreciate you guys being with us, and especially all of our new listeners over there on Mad Dog Sports Radio. We are always available on Sirius Channel 158. So they did pick up the flag, Geoff, but this is not going to stop the people who say that the Chiefs get all the calls. Patrick Mahomes was like 30 yards in bounds, and they wanted to call a roughing the passer on the guy as if it was a hit out of bounds. Now they did pick up the flag, so I will say that. But oh my goodness, he was clearly 3 yards in bounds when the guy hit him, and a flag comes down that they wanted to call roughing there. It's just it's unbelievable.
If they wanted to rig the NFL, they'd rig it for the team wearing the star on their helmet. I keep bringing this up, okay, guys? If they want to rig the NFL, they rig it for the team. The star on the helmet. This is an example of this drive, by the way, of why the Chiefs are not as good this season. We talked about a double up opportunity, right? An opportunity to end the first half with points and then start the second half with points, and that did not happen. And that has been the problem with the Chiefs the entire season. And it doesn't matter the reason for it. The reason for it can be whatever it is, which sometimes it is a bad holding call on Simmons. But just whatever the reason is, it just is the problem the Chiefs have had all season.
Yeah, and they were just yards away from at least a field goal attempt and tie the game up. And as we've said, they get the ball coming back out of the half. Instead, it's a long shot, but there's 12 seconds left. The Cowboys have all their timeouts and a kicker who can kick it from Mars. So, this could end up being actually a 3-point swing in the other direction.
Yeah, I'm curious of the Cowboys, how seriously they try here. They're at the 15, 14-yard line. They have all their timeouts, or at least 2 timeouts. They need to get, 30 yards to kick the 67-yard field goal?
Yeah, So it seems, maybe not.
They get one chance. They get one chance to get the ball down the field. I'm curious if they just run the ball and go to half and say, let's not even risk a turnover here or anything silly to get in a situation where, they just run the ball. That's what I thought they might do. Let's just run the ball and go to halftime. And because, the downside of that obviously is a tip pass interception. Dak has to hold the ball pretty long to get the ball down the field. Let's just not deal with that. We had a good half. We're winning. Let's go to halftime. The Cowboys are rushing off the field. They feel happy. The Chiefs, I think, are kind of, it just didn't end the way they wanted it to.
Geoff, we talked about whether this Cowboys defense was better than we thought that they were going to be. Now, there was a 14-point first quarter by Kansas City, but they shut them out there in the second quarter and were able to get them off the field in a couple of key situations. Mahomes has only thrown for 89 yards here in the first quarter. I would imagine if you're a Cowboys fan or if you were talking to the people on the sideline, I'm guessing they probably consider this first half a win.
Probably. I imagine they feel good about it. I think we're going to see points in this game. I don't feel great about thinking the Chiefs are going to cover this game. I think your 4.5 you got is a pretty good number right now. It just feels like last possession type of game. The Cowboys have made far less mistakes. The interception happens, but they've been playing a much cleaner game. The Chiefs make a ton of mistakes. And so that's where this half is. Can the Chiefs stop making dumb mistakes? And can the Cowboys continue to just win on third down? The third down here is a big thing. I think the Cowboys are now 6 for 9 on third down. That's a big advantage for Dallas right now.
It is 17-14 with a 1.5-point spread in favor of the Chiefs on the live line. Again, they will get the ball coming out of here in the second half.
They're still the favorite, really?
Yeah, 1.5. 57.5 is the total, plus 110 on the Cowboys if you like them to win this thing outright. We do get live prop numbers as well. And as we mentioned, Patrick Mahomes had only thrown for 89 yards there in the first half. So what we're getting from a live line perspective is 237 for Patrick Mahomes. So 11 and 130, 200. They're looking for 148 and a half yards out of him in the second half. I guess that seems about fair. 148 yards second half seems about right for Mahomes.
Yeah, I think they just assume the second half will just be him throwing the ball because it hasn't been, they have to come from behind. It's interesting because like it feels like it's more than 89 yards. It feels like he's throwing for more, but really hasn't. And so penalties have hurt him and just some bad play.
On the receiving side of things, if anyone is looking to get in on the receiving side of things, those 148.5 yards have to go somewhere. So we're looking at a live line of Rashee Rice at 80.5, Travis Kelce at 53.5, Xavier Worthy at 33.5, Hollywood Brown at 17.5. Hollywood Brown, just to remind you, already has one catch for 10 yards. So you would need one catch for 8 yards out of Hollywood Brown in the second half. If you thought that he were to get home, you'd need about 39 yards out of Rashee Rice. Travis Kelce, you'd need, what did I say that he was at? 50. He was sitting at 53. So you need about 28 yards out of Travis Kelce in the second half. I mean, it's a pretty condensed target tree so far, Jeff. I mean, we're looking at only 3 dudes that have multiple targets in the game. That's Rice, Kelce, and Worthy. Seems like you could probably hone in on those guys to get there in the second half. If anyone out there is leaning towards Mahomes getting to his in-game total, it seems like he's kind of picked out. It's going to be Rice, Kelce, and Worthy so far.
They've been open. That plays a role in it. And I think that's who he feels most comfortable with too. I mean, Mahomes feels like a quarterback that very much will throw to the guys that he trusts the most. And I'll tell you what, Juju's a guy he trusts. Now, he's only targeted him one time, but that's a guy that typically, in a game like this, over the middle, pressure, things like that, he's sort of the outlet valve. I'm curious if Juju right now, what his number is at, because he's liable for a catch here down the stretch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's something. If you want to get some props in game, again, the line is set at 148 yards in the second half for Mahomes, and 39 for Rashee Rice, 28 for Travis Kelce. That's kind of what we're looking at. 1 for 8 yards for Hollywood Brown would get him home. So there are some numbers that you could kind of correlate to him getting over on his total there in that one. Dak Prescott is 16 of 22 for 160, a touchdown and a pick. They've gone for 72 on the ground, but 43 of those came on one run by Malik Davis, where, as Jeff so awesomely pointed out, is that the gap, I could have run through the gap because the gap got vacated. So, that was the big chunk of their rushing yards. So they hadn't really done a ton on the ground either. Javonte Williams actually has 7 carries for 18 yards. He's only averaging 2.5 a carry there for Javonte Williams. So they've done pretty good bottling them up on the ground outside of the one big run, but through the air, they've had a decent amount of success.
They have. Look, the Chiefs' run defense is good, man. That hasn't been a problem of theirs in years. It just hasn't. Chiefs have forced Dallas into 3rd and 7 or longer 5 times. Dak is 5 for 5 and gotten 4 first downs. And the one he didn't was like 3rd and 12, and they got 9 yards and kicked the field goal. So third down defense, man, that's where this game is at right now. The Chiefs are not playing well on that side of the ball. They have to make some adjustments moving forward. How do you feel about the longer half times for these Thanksgiving games? It feels like more college football-esque with the concerts and with things happening at halftime than would normally. In the NFL, I love you get 15-minute halftime, starts immediately. Yeah. It's great. You go to the bathroom, get something to eat real quick, and you're back playing ball. Yeah,
I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I think that college games just go way too long just in general, and a lot of that has to do with the halftime. And so I'm with you. I'm a big fan of the NFL's halftime. It feels like you're in and you're out just enough time to kind of regroup, like you said, get you another beverage if you need a beverage, whatever it might be, and all of that, and then you're back down in front of the couch and they're rocking and rolling again. Yeah, these extended ones I could probably do without them, but I understand squeezing in as much time as you possibly can on everyone having to see. That's the beauty of live sports. It's the only time we still watch commercials, Jeff, because we just DVR through commercials for everything else, right? And it's like the only time we're forced to watch commercials so they get the maximum amount of money on all of these. And so they're going to bleed it for every dollar they can, and I guess I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either.
Yeah.
They're going to have special I wonder who's the concert right now that Dallas is going to roll out here in Dallas. But obviously they had Eminem earlier today. So
it's Post Malone apparently.
Post Malone. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, look, Eminem earlier today, so that's for the millennials like us that want to, relive a little of our childhood. Post Malone here, my daughter will like that, so that'll be good for her. I wonder what's playing tonight in Baltimore. So I get it. It's obviously a product. We're all at home and a good way to score some advertising dollars and let some of these perform. But I like the short halftimes for the NFL, man. It's so nice to just come back and play ball almost immediately.
I'm with you 100%. And I think this is kind of an interesting stat here. A shout out to PFF for putting this out. So we talked about Pacheco coming back, Geoff. He's been outsnapped 21-8 by Kareem Hunt so far. So it's like, I don't know if they're easing him back in or if it's just one of those deals where they really just don't feature him anymore. I mean, he wasn't really being featured even before he got hurt. They were still siphoning off carries to all these other guys. So again, he's getting outsnapped 21-8. He's actually only got 4 more snaps than Brashard Smith has.
Look, I'm not surprised. Andy Reid is very much a running back who is ever hottest gets the carries. And so Kareem Hunt's been their guy. I bet if Kareem Hunt had the first 2 carries went for 2 yards, 3 yards, he'd put Pacheco in, but Hunt's run the ball well. So he sticks with Hunt until that runs out. Smith is obviously the third down guy for them and a little bit more juice with his ability, but he's not really a between tackles type of runner yet. So Pacheco's not going to play very much until Kareem Hunt gives them a reason for him to play a little bit more. That's the way Andy Reid's always been with that position.
So we are at the half here. Again, it is a 1.5 point spread in favor of the Chiefs. They will get the ball when we do come back from half. 57.5 the live total, plus 110 if you think the Cowboys hold on and win this thing outright. I'll continue picking Jeff's brain on the rest of these games this week, and when we get back in action, we'll keep you updated there. It is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Don't go anywhere.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
17-14 Cowboys over the Chiefs at the half. The Chiefs do have the ball with 3:10 left in the first half, unable to get any points off of that drive. And so the Cowboys hold on to that 3-point lead as the Chiefs will get the ball coming out of half whenever we get done with Post Malone, who I guess is singing multiple songs here, Geoff. I mean, he's been out here for a hot minute.
At what age do you think Post Malone was like, probably should have got those face tattoos?
Well, I mean, I would maybe think that until I looked at my bank account, and then I would probably just be like, yeah, it was worth it. It's fine. There's all those zeros.
Absolutely fair enough. Yeah. Absolutely fair. Cowboys cheerleaders doing their thing, and Post Malone is singing with one Cowboys boot on, it looks like. Yeah. So
also,
this is obviously
an incredible amount of Cowboys cheerleaders. I mean, I knew there was a lot, but I didn't. I mean, there's like 50 of them.
Yeah, I'm not counting, but there look like a lot. Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't know there was. I guess you got to line both sides of the field when you're doing your stuff and whatever. So yeah, okay, I guess it makes sense. But
Post Malone wearing a lot of pins on his jacket, so multiple Post Malone songs here. I just want to watch football. We'll get back to football. I'm not going to lie.
The extended halftime is giving at least maybe the Chiefs some extra time to figure out what to do on third down as the Cowboys have converted. I mean, clutch third down after clutch third down after clutch third down, which has led to kind of their offensive success. Outside of the pick on the very first drive, which was Dak Prescott's second attempt on the entire game, where he had a free runner coming at him and hit him as he threw it. Outside of that, they've had a pretty good amount of success here against this Kansas City defense so far. And so maybe the Chiefs are trying to figure something out what they're going to do on third down, because Geoff, as you mentioned, it has been fairly easy for the Cowboys so far.
Yeah, it has. I just saw a tweet on George Karlaftis, who they paid $1 billion to, one pressure on 16 snaps so far in this game. That's not going to win the game for the Chiefs. So they need everyone to step up at halftime.
Yeah, that is again, Mahomes under 100 yards so far, 89 yards on 9 completions, 12 attempts. Does have a couple of touchdowns. He's been sacked twice so far in this one. We'll keep you updated whenever this thing gets back going again, but Post Malone's still doing his thing. So I still think we're a hot minute away from this actually getting back to action.
We are. Maybe this is the last song that rolled this off the field. The specialists get on the field and have to do it. Dude, the Cowboys, have you been to a game AT&T before, stadium?
I have.
Cowboys or college football?
I went to, both, but I've been to multiple college football games.
it's interesting because I was there, I think the first year it opened up as a player, and it feels like you're in a bar or club, like you're in a fishbowl, like there's a party happening, and then, there's a football game. Like this vibe fits what the stadium feels like. And I don't know if you felt that way as a fan, but it certainly felt that you're there for the entire event of the day, not just for the football game. Where other places, it's just you're there for the football game.
I'll tell you, one of the times that I was there, and this is not a shot, this is just the truth. I was there for LSU Oregon there at the season opener when LSU put it on them 40-27.
We got our ass kicked. It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah. That was a fun one, definitely, to be there for. Okay, I want to ask you.
Now we can actually win those games. We couldn't win those games for 14 years ago. Now we're more competitive. That was the big difference between Oregon then and now. Is Oregon just couldn't win LSU, couldn't beat Auburn. Like that was our bugaboo. Now we're finally at the place, I think, where we can be competitive against SEC teams like that.
Houston is on the road at Indy this week. It's 3.5 in favor of the Colts at home. 44.5 is a prevailing total here. CJ Stroud is going to be back for Houston. And then it comes out that Danny Dimes has been playing through like a stress fracture in his leg or something here.
Yeah.
Jeff. So, I mean, good on him, I guess, for gutting it out and playing as well as he had so far. They're on the other side of a field goal against a very, very good defense. I know the Houston offense leaves a little bit to be desired, but that defense has shown up week in and week out. Is 3.5 too much in this thing?
I like the Texans, man. I got them at 4.5 earlier this week. Look, let's do Colts maybe first in this.
Yeah.
We're starting to see Daniel Jones come back to earth, which was pretty predictable. But teams are figuring out, let's just stop the run and make Daniel Jones be the offense, be the plane, and drive the plane. And it's not going as well as it was during the season. And we even saw against the Chiefs last week, quick passes, max protections. Like they didn't really trust him to open up the offense like we saw early in the season. And guess whose defense is coming in? Houston's defense. They're going to say, you're not running the football against us. We're taking that away from you. Go try to make a plays now when our pass rush is bearing down. We saw against Pittsburgh, was it 3 games ago, the Colts, the pass rush really got after Pittsburgh in that spot, really affected me. The Colts the pass rush after the Colts, really affected the pass rush, Daniel Jones in that game. And then the flip side, like, look, the Texans offense is getting better. Stroud adding it back in, but the Colts defense hasn't been good all season. It's sort of been papered over because the offense has been so good. I think there's too many points, man. I think Texans, look, you won 3 in a row, obviously with Mills. Their defense is so fast and quick and violent. I think this is too many points in this game. I'll take Houston.
I'm very interested to see who steps up as the number 2 receiver for Houston here in this one. Is it going to be Kirk? Is it going to be Higgins? Is it just that they go to Dalton Schultz a ton? Because Nico Collins is going to get the Sauce Gardner treatment in this one, right? And so he's going to get shadowed. Sauce Gardner has been an incredible lockdown corner so far this season, and nobody's had a big game against him yet. And so what can CJ Stroud do from a secondary receiver standpoint? That's kind of the thing that I'm very interested in. I mean, also, I guess it is worth pointing out, Charvarius Ward is back. And so you got a pretty good cover corner as your second guy and who could be going after whoever they're trying to throw to as well. Yeah. This is a fascinating game to me. This whole Daniel Jones injury thing, too, now has me all kinds of like, I mean, dude, you got a stress fracture in your leg and you're playing through it? I mean, I know you guys are tough, but I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he's hesitant to run, too, by the way, because he was running at the beginning of the year. And it's kind of like the Lamar Jackson thing we're talking about. Like, Daniel Jones has really only run out of necessity over the last few weeks, and now I guess it explains why.
It can't feel good. I'll be honest, it probably doesn't feel great.
Yeah. Seems horrific, actually. Sounds terrible.
I've fractured my leg before. It's not fun. Yeah, this is interesting. Like, the question is Ryan Leonard the backup there? Is that who it is? Like, who the first backup is? I think, can you just get, I guess, rest probably doesn't fix this for Jones.
Right.
Like, that's part of it too, right? Like the option is basically get a plate put in and you're out for the season, or battle through it and make the best you can, or play Riley Leonard and maybe a rest for, and you hope you just feel better in general. But there's not a great solution to this. So you have to try to play through it. To your point about running the football, Jones' legs is a big part of what makes him the quarterback that he is, and not being able to do that hurts the offense and hurts him as well. So worth looking at under for Jones rushing the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think so for sure. He's been very hesitant. I mean, it was actually he's pretty awesome at the beginning of the year running the ball. Like, I mean, he's a little bit more athletic, I think, than people give him credit for, but he has been very hesitant to take off right now. Guys, you know where we bet horses here at VSiN. Our official horse racing partner is First Bet. It is built for bettors who demand more. Now, it's not just placing a bet out there. They got AI to help you out as well. And oh, by the way, whenever you place a bet, you can actually watch many of the races right there in the app as well. You're going to want to use our promo code VSiN250, and I'll tell you why, because it is better than the stock offer that you get on the site. So go in, firstbet.com, or download the First Bet app. That is 1stbet.com or the First Bet app, and use promo code VSiN250 for up to $250 in a sign-up bonus offer. Again, that is better than the stock offer, so be sure and use VSiN250, firstbet.com, or the First Bet app. The Chiefs get the kickoff and run it all the way back to nearly midfield, and there's no penalty flag. Man, you never see kickoffs without penalties, and there we go, Jeff. So they're going to start nearly at midfield.
Not for the Chiefs, who turn the ball over all the time. Let's not turn the ball over. They're penalized on kickoff returns and punt returns so often. By the way, I saw the Chiefs tweet out that right tackle Jawan Taylor is questionable to return with an elbow injury. Curious here if he takes the field because that when you're down your right guard, now you might be down your right tackle. However, the Chiefs do have the fortune of having Jalen Moore, who they paid. It looks like Jalen Moore is in the game at right tackle, who they paid to be their left tackle and then drafted Simmons. So having that that option is really, really awesome. Like, most teams don't get to bring in a Moore to be their guy when the left tackle goes out. So a right tackle, either side. He played left tackle this year, a couple of weeks as well. So really big benefit for Kansas City having that depth on that offensive line.
So a huge, huge return here gets them out to nearly midfield. Then they get a 4-yard run that does get them to midfield. So great way to start this drive here in the second half. Down 3 to the Cowboys, 17-14, and they're going to run for a loss right there. So we will have a third down and long for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. This smells Patrick Mahomes scramble. I wish I could just bet that he's going to scramble for the first down right here. This is what's happening. I'm telling you, I'm seeing the future. He's going to scramble for the first down. It's happened twice already in this game. We're going to continue running through the rest of some of these games here this week, get Jeff's thoughts on all those, any bets that he has in his account, and of course keep you updated live here on Cowboys and Chiefs. 17-14, 13:30 left in the third quarter.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
It is Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you out there. Appreciate you being with us here on Turkey Day. And, of course, for our new listeners over on Mad Dog, you can find us always over on Channel 158 here on Sirius. And Matt Brown and Geoff Schwartz in for Mitch and Paul. They'll be back tomorrow in here as we watch this 17-14 Cowboys lead over the Chiefs, as the Chiefs do have to punt it away. But if you're going to punt it away, go ahead and down it there on the 1-yard line, which is exactly what happened. So the Cowboys have a long way to go here in this one, Jeff. But you saw an offensive pass interference call. You didn't really like it. And with that, the Chiefs had a third and long, didn't convert, and had to punt it away.
I just, two defenders run into each other. Like, I don't, they called this last week on Kansas City too, on Kelsey. Like, it's just not a OPI. I don't know. It's not an OPI. I don't know what to say. I mean, one guy's running a route. Why the guys run into each other? Like, that's not what offensive pass interference is.
Yeah, they're showing Andy Reid. He was none too happy over there on the sideline either.
Well, he's yeah. Because look, I mean, look, we have the volume on now, but like, guys just running his route. Like, how is that? The Cowboys defender contacts him, and the other defender contacts the Cowboys guy trying to go across to get his guy. Like, that's not the definition of OPI at all. I just, again, it's just a bad call by the officials, and it stunted a Chiefs drive. It's not the reason why they're losing, but they had a first down. They had a nice 12, 13-yard play, and it came back.
We are still plenty of time left here in this one, but one more game to go today between Cincinnati and Baltimore. Kind enough to join us here on the program, Jay Morrison. You can find him over at BengalsTalk.com. Jay, appreciate the time, man, and happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
So here we go, the return of Joe Burrow. And pro athletes are pro athletes, and I know they want to, get out there and play. That's what they do for a living. But I guess there are a lot of people out there who are wondering why. Why would you take your franchise quarterback that you just paid $1 trillion to and put him out there behind this offensive line in what seems to be a lost season? What kind of is the sentiment amongst people in your circle?
Yeah, I mean, the main answer is he wants to, and he doesn't run this team, but his opinions and his wants carry a lot of weight with this team, and it's also, this team has never punted on games. Like, if they have that's all they're about, is trying to win games. We've seen them in 2019 be winless at the trade deadline and hopeless and refusing, turning down calls to trade for AJ Green, for Geno Atkins. If they think they have a chance to win games, they're going to do everything they can, and they're not out of it yet. They ran the table with 5 straight wins at the end of last year. They won 7 straight games with Joe Burrow at quarterback. They believe, whether it's false hope or not, they think he gives them a chance to kind of run the table again this year and maybe sneak in. So they're playing with fire a little bit. If he does get hurt, it sets him back next year. But he wants to play. The front office wants him to play, and he's going to be out there.
So I've had an injury before to my big toe, not turf toe, but dislocated my big toe. It feels good in practice as you rehab, but then you get to the game and it's like, oh boy, not as healthy as I thought my toe is. I imagine Burrow feels a little bit that way today. Do you think they changed the offense a little bit to help him out, whether it's quick passes, whether it's a little more ground game, whether formationally? Because it does feel like if you just put him back in a regular offense and he has to move a little bit too much, that could affect that toe a little bit.
Yeah, Zach Taylor was open about that he really does have to be mindful of that and the way he calls this game, and Joe has to kind of do the same. He can't. That's one of his superpowers, is extending plays and really making something happen. And he's just going to have to get rid of the ball, not try to press it. And they've really found something with this run game. The offensive line has been playing better. Chase Brown he's had 5 straight games with 100 scrimmage yards. Now they're getting Samaje Perine back tonight too. So if they can lean into that run game and lean into the quick game and not have Joe running around back there, that is going to be ideal. But you're right. It's one of those things where until you test it out in a game, and he's going to be wearing a metal plate in the foot, that's going to protect the toe. But how uncomfortable is that going to be when he does start running around?
Talking to Jay Morrison of BengalsTalk.com. Jay, I mean, obviously the focus is on Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase returning here for this one, but really the story is, can the defense stop the Ravens often enough? It doesn't really matter how good the offense does if the defense gives up a score every single time that the other team has the ball. Is there is there some plan here to try and limit Lamar and the Ravens here on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where Lou Anarumo was so good. He really did seem to come up with some good plans against the Ravens until last year. Last year, just 2 shootouts, 41-38 in the first game, 35-34 in the second game. We'll see what Al Golden does. The defense does seem like it turned a little bit of a corner last week against a pretty good New England offense. But they lead the league in missed tackles, and they're last in points allowed, and they're last in passing yards allowed, and they're next to last in rushing yards allowed. And there's a lot of weapons on that Baltimore offense. It's going to be really tough to limit that team. And another thing, for your people listening that are prop bettors, Mark Andrews, the Bengals have given up more receptions, more receiving yards, and more receiving touchdowns to tight ends to any team in the league, not just this year, but over the last 5 years. It's been an ongoing problem. Mark Andrews has lit this team up year after year after year, and I think that is the matchup. Everybody's going to focus on Lamar. They're going to focus on Derrick Henry. I think Mark Andrews is going to be the key to this game.
We know Jamar Chase is coming back from his suspension. No T. Higgins with a concussion. Do you expect a second or third wide receiver here to pop up to get a lot of catches tonight?
Yes and no. I think it's going to be Mike Gesicki, and he's a tight end, but he's essentially a wide receiver. He's rarely in line. They split him out a lot. He's a guy that last year that all the focus was on bringing Jamar and T back. Well, they brought Mike Gesicki back. 3 years, $24 million. Joe Burrow lobbied for him. He really kind of found something with Gesicki toward the end of the year, and Gesicki was out for 4 weeks with a pectoral injury, came back last week, kind of got the rust off. I think that's the guy that Joe Burrow's really going to lean on if the Ravens just throw everything at Jamar Chase.
If we look, I know Yoshivas kind of picked up a little bit of the slack last week, but is there any incentive on Cincinnati's side to kind of see what they have in Mitchell Tinsley? I know that he was getting at least a couple of more reps this past week without Jermaine Burton, even an option to get any snaps this week as he's ruled out. I mean, it's just a ridiculously low number on Mitchell Tinsley. Have you heard any buzz about them wanting to see what they have in him?
They love everything about that guy, and it's just they love Andre Yoshivas more. Mm-hmm. And both those guys do everything they're supposed to do in practice, everything they've asked of him. Yoshivas went through a 3-game stretch with a lot of drops. He actually got booed during pregame introductions at a home game. They stuck with him, and I think that's going to continue to be the case. I do think you'll see Tinsley kind of get a similar snap share to what he got last week, but all that guy does is make plays when they put him in there. So maybe he does earn a little bit more playing time, but I really think it's going to be the Yoshi, Gesicki, and Jamar Chase show tonight.
Lamar Jackson has been a little beat up. Do you expect him to carry the ball a little bit today? How have the Bengals played him in the past?
Yeah, they've used a spy on him in the past, and they're kind of the secret weapon against him was Akeem Davis-Gaither, kind of a backup linebacker, a special teams guy. Well, they let him walk this year. He's in Arizona now, and they're starting 2 rookie linebackers. That's a big concern. I don't know. The Ravens may not need to rely on Lamar running the ball, but if the Bengals are able to kind of shut down Mark Andrews and Derrick Henry and Lamar starts taking off, that's something to watch, because that's where a lot of these missed tackles have come from, is these linebackers that take poor angles, their eyes aren't right, the teams get out there and start doing all kinds of misdirection and trick plays and just have these young kids' heads spinning. So I don't know with Lamar, with the injuries he has, if Baltimore's going to lean on him early, but if they need to go to him late, that's something to watch.
So we are sitting here. It's on the other side of a touchdown, 7.5 at majority of the books out there. Do you think we see a close game? I'm not going to have you call the outright upset here for Cincinnati, but do you think they keep this thing within a touchdown?
Yeah, I really do. They've played as bad as they were last year. Early on, they played this team really close. They just. Whenever the Bengals and Baltimore get together, it's always close games, and especially in these primetime games. There was a 19-17 game last year, a 35-34 primetime game. I really do think this is going to be a close game, and that 7.5 number seems a little high.
Jay, I do appreciate the time. Everyone can find your work over at BengalsTalk.com. Enjoy the game tonight, and I wouldn't be I'm kind of rooting for an outright upset. I've got some other, reasons for all of that. So hopefully we'll be celebrating together tonight.
All right. Have a good night. Thanks for having me on.
I have nothing against the Ravens, guys. I'm in Survivor, and they're the second most picked team. So I would love an upset. So just to throw it out there. I have nothing against listen, I have nothing against the great people of Baltimore. It's just, it would help me out a lot. My value, the value of my ticket, Jeff, would increase.
I'm rooting for you.
Exponentially here. So the Chiefs have the ball on the other side of midfield. Looks like an incomplete pass. We'll let you know how this is playing out here. Final segment when we come back.
The guy has an algorithm to determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I'll bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
All the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. I have a play this week that I actually put in this morning whenever this thing got off of the hook, and I played the Jacksonville Jaguars at 6 on the road against the Tennessee Titans. Geoff Schwartz, I will play nearly any team in the NFL that's not in the bottom 5 of my power ratings against Tennessee at this point at less than a touchdown. And honestly, I actually think that this Jacksonville team is weirdly rounding into form at the right time. I don't love them and certainly don't think that they are world beaters by any stretch of the imagination, but pretty solid defense. They're getting after the quarterback just a little bit. They got a two-headed monster at running back that's working, and they do get back Brian Thomas this week. Now, for what that means, I know he's had a lot of drops and all that, but do get back a big playmaker. And Britton Strange getting back last week, I think, helped them out a ton as well. So less than a touchdown against my 32nd rated power ranked team, though Raiders are knocking on the door right there as far as the worst teams in the NFL. I played the Jacksonville Jags at 6.
I think the Raiders are worse. But I mean, it doesn't just depend really on how Trevor Lawrence plays, right? We get good Lawrence, bad Lawrence. We get good Lawrence and bad Lawrence. If we get good Lawrence, the Titans have been feisty the last couple of weeks, though. They've battled back into these games, but if they're that much better in your power ranks, I totally get it. I got a couple college games that I like. I like Washington State minus 13.5 hosting Oregon State. They played about a month ago, and Oregon State won that game 10-7 in a game that was gross as can be. Washington had some offensive line injuries. The post-game win expectancy was about 39% for the Beavers. I think they go to the Palouse and get whacked. The Beavers is not good. They just actually hired a coach, I think, while we were on the show today as well. So they're worried about next year. I think Shepard from Alabama is going to be the Oregon State head coach. I like USC to bounce back against UCLA minus 21.5. They're A, much better at home. B, they're going to feel a certain way about getting pushed around by Oregon. And C, Nico seems out for UCLA this weekend. And look, the shine on UCLA has been over, right? They had a really fun couple of weeks with Penn State and with Michigan State and Maryland. They've been bad since then. I think USC blows them out.
Guys, make the holidays unforgettable with Omaha Steaks. They've got gift packages if you want to go that route. And, of course, we have a special for you. So you go in, omahasteaks.com/VSiN. And if you order $129 or more in product, you get 16 free smash burgers along with that order. And when you go to that special link, you are going to get 50% off site-wide as well. So, again, take advantage of this by going omahasteaks.com/VSiN, VSIN. 16 free smash burgers with any order of $129 or more, plus 50% off site-wide. Minimum purchase may apply. See the site for details. And, Jeff, while we were doing that, you kind of called it when we went into this as to how the defense might try to tame this Cowboys offense. It has been McDuffie on CeeDee Lamb, but they just keep targeting Lamb over and over and over again. They go for a deep shot down the field, get the pass interference call, and so here they are now down to the 20-yard line with that 17-14 lead. The Chiefs are just not good. I said after last game, like I don't think they're good, and they're not playing well today. Like this, it's that simple. The Cowboys, I think, were like 8-1, 6.5-1, 7-1 to make the playoffs before this game, and they have a lot of work to do here. But the Cowboys are outplaying the line of scrimmage, are playing them everywhere. It's just not a good game for the Chiefs, and this is what they are. They're just not a good football team this season, and it happens. I mean, they played a lot of football this year, like a lot of football this season, and they might come back and win. Like they beat the Colts last week. They came back and won. I don't think they're good, and I changed my mind here pretty soon. Like they're going to have to score touchdowns on 2 straight drives to end this game and get a stop. So you said the key might be Ferguson. It is back of the end zone, touchdown Ferguson. He
goes over now.
Awesome throw, awesome catch, and that is going to put them up, pending extra point here, obviously, but Aubrey makes these things look easy. Could be a 10-point lead. Currently 23-14, extra point pending for the Cowboys. And boy, that is, like you said, now it becomes super interesting because you have to become very efficient on these drives now with the 10-point deficit.
This is not good if you're on the Chiefs. There's just the second foot hit the ground though.
Oh, it got caught up on his, I think it got caught up on the defender's leg. So there's the one for sure.
Yeah, it never hit the ground. So it's not going to be a catch. This feels like not the spirit of the rule.
Right.
Like his left foot hit twice.
Right.
I just don't think that's the spirit of I just don't think this is the spirit of the catch rule. I don't think this is. I think it should be a touchdown.
The same foot twice should be 2 feet. Because, I mean, You're getting 2 feet in. I agree with you 100%. The same foot twice should be 2 feet. Why would it not be?
I agree.
Why would it not be? I mean, The same foot twice. It looks like that is going to come off, though, because it got caught on the defender's leg and never actually touched down. So we will remain 17-14 with the Cowboys threatening here. Takes that touchdown off of the board. So that will make it a 2.5-point live spread. I'm pretty sure that's where we were before it ticked up. So you could get the Cowboys at less than a field goal right now if you wanted to. So we'll see how that plays out. If you think the Chiefs come back, it is now flipped. They are the plus money, obviously. Plus 160 now for the Chiefs to come all the way back and win this thing. So we'll let you know. They'll make it official, but it is definitely not going to be a catch. That foot did not make it down. It kicked the back of the defender's leg there.
I think this is not. I think it's a touchdown. It should be a touchdown.
Yeah, I know. It should be. It should be.
Look, Ferguson will probably get 10 more yards, and I'll go over anyways. I just don't like it. I think he caught the ball and got 2 feet down. I just that's my personal opinion on this.
Yeah, I know. It seems wrong that it wouldn't be, because if you get the same foot down twice, then that's 2 feet. I don't know why you would need 2 different feet down.
This happened in a playoff game, didn't it? Like a Steelers receiver, I think, like hit his foot twice, and I just personally don't like the rule, but I don't like a lot of rules, and you have to live with them anyway. So not good for the Chiefs, I guess. I mean, it's a Chiefs fan, but what have they done to show you they're going to stop the Cowboys from scoring a touchdown here?
Jeff, who is your current number one team in the NFL? Who is your top rated power ranking team?
Well, the power ratings, let me calculate in my brain. Let's see here. I like the Rams. The Rams, I think, are the best team in the NFL. It's so funny because I think a lot of us really like the Rams to start in August. Mm-hmm. Then Matt Stafford, the back injury, right? And so he didn't practice all summer. And a lot of us got off the Rams. And then they're just playing the team we thought they would play like. They're very good in offense. Devontae Adams has been incredible addition to that team. The offensive personnel usage, the 13, the 12, the just using different ways to use these tight ends and mix them with the wide receivers. Matt Stafford's been incredible. He's very rightfully the favorite for the MVP. The defense, right? The young defensive linemen are getting better. They're attacking on defense. This is what we thought the Rams would be. And a lot of us said, well, if Matt Stafford's not going to play, then they're not going to be this good. And he's played, man. Like, I'm surprised. I don't know what he did to get his back to where it needs to be, but he's played really good football, man.
Yeah, I had the Rams every which way but loose in the summer, so I'm really happy with the way this played out. And this was before the whole back stuff got announced, so I certainly I lucked out there with that one. But I got a 50-1 on him for MVP in the account, and have them to win the division, to win the conference, and the Super Bowl as well. So we'll see if they can hold on with all of that. You said you might have the Raiders as the worst team in the NFL. They are 9.5-point dogs at the Chargers. The Chargers have the worst offensive line in all of the NFL. I know that the Raiders really only have Max Crosby on defense, and that's about it. But do the Chargers deserve to be, they got to win by 10 points. Should the Chargers have to win by double digits against anybody right now?
Probably not, but they're off a bye. So maybe the healthiest they're going to feel a little bit. Maybe Chip Kelly's firing changes things. I mean, certainly possible. There's some reports about his play calling, and I don't buy some of the reports, but some of them make sense based off of film. And maybe just you have a new voices and you're playing better. But the problem is their offensive line is not good. They have a bad offensive line, immobile quarterback, and no wide receivers. So what do you do offensively when you have all those things? That's the problem. They have all these things, and just I don't expect them to get much better this season. Like the Titans, like. I like what just happened in the game.
They took a delay, so they went out there to act like they were going to go for it. But you're going to get more yardage here for Brandon Aubrey. So
wait, it was four. I thought it was third down. The screen said third down. That's why I was confused. It didn't say fourth down.
So you're about to get 36. Well, you're about to get 36 more yards because he never missed.
So I'm up then. I'm winning on the day for I just need like Tyler Loop or whoever the Bengals kicker is to not mess it up for me.
Yeah. So there you go. It is up and good for the Cowboys. So they take a 6-point lead at the 4:09 mark left in the third quarter. Again, they went into this thing as 3.5-point dogs to the Chiefs. Chiefs down 6 with a quarter and change to play. Jeff, it has been a pleasure. Happy Thanksgiving.
Same here,
appreciate
buddy.
all of you guys out there. Stick around. Prime time is next with Matt Newman.